Good afternoon, folks. This is Festival Diaries. Well, it's like day 46 that I've done the diaries, but we're all out of whack because at NZ Spirit I recorded on the first day and then it didn't upload, and I just didn't end up recording on Friday or Saturday or Sunday or Monday. Um, Partly because the festival was so huge for me. I was facilitating most of the day on Friday and then a good, 3 hours or so on Saturday. Just looping back around to, if you watch the festival diary from the first day I arrived, I was stressed, I was in my head, I was angsty as fuck, I was irritated, I was annoyed, and I was blaming circumstances and people, my son for how he was behaving, for example. And as the festival experience began to work its magic on me, I did practice, I dropped in with friends, I started to dance, just started to go into the portal, into the transformational container. The realization started to arise, and I realized that I was carrying resentment and bitterness. I was pissed off because it was a major business strategy for me to go to all these festivals this year, to do eight. I think I'm doing 8 festivals, and I'm presenting at every single one. Now, I don't get paid for presenting at festivals generally. Revive did offer presenters $150 each to present. That's the only festival that I attended that offered me any money. But I knew when I was at Revive that they were making a loss, so I just said to them, look, don't worry about paying me, that's totally fine. But in terms of a business strategy, my intention was to go and present and to be at all of these festivals to connect with potential students, potential clients, people who would then sign up for the immersion I was running in Christchurch, the online immersion, the Toolbox, etc. And I thought by being out and about and just giving, sharing my magic, that's what would happen. And it didn't. It was a completely failed business strategy. No one signed up for the Christchurch immersion, and I had to cancel it. No one from the festival scene has signed up for the direct realization immersion, which starts next week. I've only got 2 people on, and I'm just sitting with it in terms of like, do I cancel that? Do I go ahead? And only 3 people signed up for the Toolbox. And I think only one of those was actually a result of the festival. So part of what was happening for me was that I was going into another festival to give huge amounts of energy, presence, holding space, like I said, most of Friday, a lot of Saturday, and feeling like I wasn't being met, that it wasn't being reciprocated, that I wasn't being supported, and my business is in a really tough spot financially, and so I realized that that's what was causing the stress. And as I felt deeper into it, I realized that that's operating from transactional relationship. I will do this for you if you do that for me. And when we have unconscious expectations or unconscious assumptions, and we are giving to get, in essence, that was the real realization for me. I'm like, oh shit, I've been giving to get. I've been giving so much with the expectation that I will then, get or receive. Actually, getting is kind of different energetically from receiving. And so once I realized that, I was like, oh, okay, let's burn that motherfucking shit up. There needs to be clarity of boundaries. If I'm going to give, if I'm going to show up to a festival and give what I give and it's not being paid, I need to be completely at ease and comfortable and feel really good about it. And if I don't, then I need to be the one to say, sure, I'll come and do that, and I would love to be paid this much. It's on me. So that was pretty massive to burn through. And I realized that my son was kind of triggering that because I felt like I was giving to him from the perspective that I said yes to him bringing a friend to the festival, knowing it would potentially create more work for me. I'd have to give more. And then when he didn't, support and help me in the way I wanted to be supported and helped, that really, it fucked me off in essence. So just noticing the dynamics of that kind of relating and recognizing that the unconscious expectations and assumptions, that was the root of the suffering. That's what was leading to the experience of suffering that I was having. It was nothing to do with the circumstances or the people. And this is the nature of suffering. You know, it's not because of what happens that we suffer. It's because of the meaning we give it. It's because of the way it interfaces with our beliefs. It's because of our expectations. It's because of our assumptions. All right, what else I want to share about the festival? This might be a big one. This might not even make it onto Instagram. It might be too long for Instagram. It was a beautiful festival in so many respects. What's really important to share? Dancing the Dragon was freaking amazing. DJ Leah Luna is incredible. Working with her is a dream. The space was epic. Very different from what happened at Explore, even though the playlist was the same and the facilitators were the same, Leah and I, because of course the land is different. The people are different. The energy is different. And this is the thing, when people say to me, what's Dancing the Dragon? You know, I can't give a definitive answer in some ways, because Dancing the Dragon it's going to be different every single time I deliver it, because it is dependent upon the circumstances, the people, what is required, what is needed. You know, at essence, Dancing the Dragon is a full spectrum way to meet what is present, to devour it, digest it, and dissolve it in a way that's easeful and exciting and fun and enjoyable in so many ways. And then we did the women's circle into the ecstatic dance with the men's circle happening, and that was really, really powerful. I was facilitating that, co-facilitating it with 3 other beautiful wahine, Karina Hunter, Sia, I can't remember your last name offhand. I'll tag them down below, and Sasha Hope. And then DJ Leah Luna was DJing, and then there were all the men involved as well on the men's side. And we had, I don't know, hundreds of women in the space. It was a ritualistic space, and I led the opening for that. Just the power of women coming together and surrendering to the unknown, and just allowing ourselves to drop into breath, drop into body, just to meet what's there, just to see what's there. There were so many tears. There was rage. There was anger. There was joy. There were insights. There were realizations. So potent, so powerful. And yeah, I almost burst into tears in the middle of leading it because of some of the moments that were happening. And when I feel into it right now, I can just feel that emotion there again. And then we went into the ecstatic dance, which was freaking extraordinary. I danced so much over the course of the festival. Dance is such a good way to transmute energy, you know, and oh my goodness, it did the thing. I stayed an extra night. My son really wanted to stay an extra night. It was really nice to ground in and do that, to hang out at the fire with a small crew, you know, and in the morning someone was cooking stew on the fire, embers. You know, it really felt like genuine community, people just cheering and caring for each other. I know why I do festivals, you know, and it's not a business strategy. And it's what I've realized is that I need to kind of separate out. You know, I go to festivals because of the transformational space they offer for myself and for others, and because festivals are the real world in so many ways, you know, humans coming together to live together, to eat together, to dance together, to drum together, to cry together, to grieve together, to bump into each other, to, you know, use the communal facilities together. Festi Fresh was a zone, it was a vibe. DJ Bass Wobble, I think it was, he played epic music at Festi Fresh. He's also going to be at EarthBeat. We need to connect in these ways. You know, the way that we are living is not beneficial for us as humans. And so coming into a festival space, it is beneficial for us to live as humans in this way. And a realization I've had is like, okay, I need to suss income streams from a different place, because as I guess a spiritual entrepreneur as such, things have really dried up in the last 3 or 4 months. I know people are hurting. They're hurting with buying enough food, with paying their mortgages, and with survival. People are just struggling to survive right now. And of course, spiritual kind of work is not a priority when that is happening. So I have to pivot with my business and look and see where is the money and where can I serve, where those two rivers meet, the rivers of financial of money and the rivers of service. So that's what I'm feeling into right now, as a professional facilitator and trainer who does really freaking epic work, and mentor. It's so interesting too, like I've only had a couple of discovery calls for my mentoring packages this year, and I had one of them today. The person didn't show up. And I have a policy of, like I do a free 40-minute call. If someone doesn't show up within 5 minutes, then it's a no-show as far as I'm concerned, and I get on with all of the other work that I can do. But out of courtesy, I emailed this person, and I actually waited an extra 5 minutes, and there was no response. I was like, all right, I'm outie, I'm done. And then they showed up they sent me a message like at 20 minutes after the hour, and I was just like, no, I don't want to work with someone who doesn't value my time, who doesn't show up on time, who doesn't apologize for not being there. I could just kind of feel the energetics of it. I was just like, no, no. And this is interesting, like the women's circle, one of the things that we were doing in that circle was getting clear on what's a fuck yes in our body, what's a hell no in our body, and to stop saying yes to things we don't want to say yes to, and to stop saying, no to things and to say no to things we want to say no to. I could just feel that clarity of like, actually, I don't even want to, no. No. So, NZ Spirit. It's a beautiful festival that is adjusting to being on land, is adjusting to the challenging circumstances that are right here, right now, that is adjusting to how to grow. And there's such a heart in it. There's still such a heart there, and such a strong spirit, and so many beautiful people coming, giving of their time. Tanya, who's the volunteer coordinator, doing an amazing, awesome job. Big love to all the volunteers and all that you give. That's it. There's so many people give so much. And, we might not necessarily be able to financially provide for those people right now, but the least we can do is acknowledge and appreciate and see and value all that is being given by all the festival organisers. Like I'm off to EarthBeat next week, and I know EarthBeat still needs support. They still need some volunteers to come and help put on the festival. Festivals are needed. We need these spaces. We need these spaces as human beings so that we can dissolve conditioning and liberate ourselves and come into full fucking power and influence the society in beneficial ways. I'm not the same person that I was when I started the festival circuit this year, and I'm so much better for it. And I'm so grateful to all of these festival spaces for what they've given me over the last few months. And I'm going to keep giving into the festival spaces because I believe in the kaupapa, I believe in the mahi, and it's so freaking important. So EarthBeat next week, tickets still available. Volunteer, buy a ticket, come along and find out for yourself what it's all about, why it's so fucking magical and powerful. I'm just looking out at the ocean. I'm off to Eckhart Tolle today. I have to drive back up to Auckland for that, but really looking forward to just being in his field and seeing what that feels like. To feel the kind of work that he's doing. See, is he legit? This is you might have guessed this is something I do. If I want to know if someone's legit, I go meet them in person and feel into their energetic field, and all becomes apparent. I went and saw Bikram when he came to New Zealand to see what he was all about. Dr. Wayne Dyer, Russell Brand, all of these people, like, are you legit? Like, where are you coming from? Are you actually embodied? Do you embody the thing you're speaking on and teaching about? Or is it just words? I think that's all I've got right now. I'm feeling slowly, moving slowly today, letting things integrate and process. Feeling into, oh my God, so many things. I'm going to stop talking. That's Festival Diaries day, it might be 46. Who knows? I've lost track. Big love to you all.